Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to show you today is how to type with your voice in Google Docs. So the first thing we're going to do is open up Google Docs, and I'm going to create a new document, and we're going to call it Talk to Type, and create. And you may have to grant access to your microphone, so if that prompts you, go ahead and do that. So in the lower right-hand corner, I'm going to click on the microphone button. Did you know that you could type with your voice in Google Docs just by speaking? ? It isn't hard to add punctuation either. Period. New line. If you decide you want to make something bold, comma, then hit the microphone button and then type some more. Period. New paragraph. Notice I had to start the microphone again in order to make it not bold. Period. New paragraph. Now, the same thing goes for making something italics and underlined, but just remember that you have to re-click the microphone button every time you activate or deactivate the bold, comma, italics, comma, or underline buttons. Period. New line. All right, next thing I'm going to show you is this. I'm not going to use my voice to do this though. So I'm going to click on the this button right here, which will allow me to change color, and I can change it any color I want. And then of course I'm just going to type, and I'm just going to type something nonsense. And then I'm going to make it back to black text again. This one right here is the highlight. A lot of times people will choose this one and say, oh, I changed the text color, but I didn't really notice it's the background of the text that's getting highlighted, not the text itself. All right, now I have to make sure it says no color. All right, I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to click on select and try to just highlight just this paragraph. Let's just do this whole thing up here. And because it's highlighted, I'm going to go here. I can make sure that this is centered or left aligned. However, that's all the choices you get right there. So I'm going to come up here to the top, and I'm going to click on this A button. Notice I get paragraph and I get text. And so those are two levels of formatting. I would go to, for text, I could go center, right align, and then what's this last one? I told you to forget about it. Yeah, that's justified. Notice the left side and the right side are lined up. So I'm going to put it back to left align. I can also use this to indent. No, it's not going to let me do that unless I have a bulleted list, I guess. And then the next one down here at the bottom is line spacing, and you can space it out and move it back in. Notice again, it has to be highlighted. Then my favorites, style. You can make it all these different styles. I don't mess with that usually. However, look at my next one, my favorite one, fonts. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a different font. Oh my gosh, there are so many. And if you have, we'll make it bigger so it shows up. If you have your computer, you can actually get even more fonts, and I'm going to talk about that in a later video. Notice you got bold, italics, underline, cross through, superscript, and subscript. And you can also go here and clear all the formatting out. If I get back to the regular menu and I come up here, you'll see this is basically where you'd find the document level formatting changes. You can find, there's your find and replace in there. You got your word count, and then page setup. If you go to page setup, see here we can change our orientation from landscape to portrait, and we can also go here to your margins, and we can adjust your margins. So you guys can play with that. And of course, all right guys, I hope you learned a little bit about Google Docs on your phone. look in the Google Classroom because there's going to be an assignment that goes along with this. And then I'm going to leave you with a little video. Give me that rabbit.